I have a problem with you.
That clock is about 4 minutes slow.
Yeah,
Ready? We're live.
we're live, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call this June 27th meeting of the Riley County Commission to order and here in the city of Randolph, so everybody, good meeting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thursday evening, everybody. Good to be here up north and see some people from town joining us this evening. So glad to be here and hopefully happy to have us here this evening. So we'll move on to do our first order of business, which is public comments. So if anybody's got anything from the public they would like to say, this is the opportunity to do so. I need to speak for 3 minutes and I guess we have an official podium, but we can be informal tonight. So you can just do it right from the chair. Just say your name, and if you've got something to say, give me 3 minutes. Go ahead.
My name is Donna Bear, and I want to start off by saying thank you. The new EMS station is helping. Every call I go on, there have been calls that the EMS crew has made it there before I can, in which I just step into a supporting role to them. But the difference in having to care for a patient for 20 to 30 minutes prior to their arrival versus them being here moments later or even ahead of me is truly an advancement and an assist to the folks who need that care in Northern Riley County. So I appreciate the backing of the commission to make that happen and to get it done very quickly. We broke ground just a little over a year ago. So to actually have that in live use by now is fabulous.
I think we were kind of surprised when I had seen.
My appreciation. I would suggest that the flag in front of the station needs to be addressed, and that might be something to take up with the EMS people, but we have kind of a tattered flag that is flying, and of course, a flag is a precious entity for anybody who's been affiliated with the military. You're misrepresenting our symbols, so that is something that I would ask. Other than that, I don't have much of anything to say. I would ask if you have had an update from KDOT in terms of when they're going to open the now completed Mill Creek Bridge.
I have not. I can talk to Jared Tremblay at the NPO. We've got a KDOT member that's on that particular board that represents the area.
It was slated to be completed at the end of April. And of course, we're well beyond that deadline, but it's all of the equipment is gone and all of the trash containers and the pavement is completed. It's just sitting there. So
okay,
I don't know if they're waiting for an official opening or somebody to cut a ribbon or what, but it would be nice to get that.
That's 30 days. You can open that, and I don't know when you climb it, but you have to have 30 days for the concrete to cure.
I'm sorry.
You have to have 30 days. It takes 30 days for the concrete to cure before you can.
Oh, honey, the concrete has been up for
Okay,
months.
I don't know.
So
No,
that's not a consideration. They've done paving up to that concrete since.
okay.
So, but
yeah,
since they have
that-
removed
that-
all of their
that-
equipment, it's just looks like it's just waiting.
Yeah.
I can certainly pass that along and see if I can get some information.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Anything else?
My name is Tammy Redding. I just want to say thank you again for acknowledging Northern Riley County with your meetings. Of course, attendance probably a little low since A lot of people are very busy with celebration coming on this weekend, so.
Plus we have ball games
Ball
tonight and
games.
here. and-
It's summertime, I think.
Yeah.
I've been kind of thinking about this too when I was driving up here, but maybe. There's probably never really a good time to have a baby, but maybe earlier in the spring or maybe a little later in the fall, summertime, people seem to be outdoors and maybe. We should shift to when it's a little colder.
I second Tammy, though. It's wonderful that you came up here and I tried to promote the meeting and let people know
Sure.
this is your opportunity. These are the people who not only take care of getting the EMS station up here, but also our funding source for our fire department, which is essential to lives in this area and were certainly put to the task a few weeks ago. So you are appreciated.
Thank you. There anything else? No?
I just kind of watch it.
Okay, we'll appreciate it.
I don't farm and I don't cook.
Yeah,
But
fair.
as far as giving thing, as far as the timing, I mean, everybody's feel.
Yeah.
Cut weeds, putting up hay.
Same.
I don't do that, I just have cows, but
Yeah.
timing is really.
Yeah, I saw them cutting the weed down on Eureka Valley, coming home this afternoon, they were getting after it.
It's busy as it ever be. Right.
We'll appreciate it. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll close off public comment for this particular meeting and we'll go ahead and move on to commissioner comments and. Let's have before Commissioner Kinley.
Well, Monday noon was the intergovernmental luncheon. We had Senator Moran was there. Updated on a lot of the local work that he's helped fund this month. And things going on and just talk about more local stuff that the feds have done for us. And then Tuesday, we had the update meeting for the week for the EMS, the new building down there. Most of the footings are done and that block wall for one side of the vehicle bay is going up. It's, I don't know if you've been by there.
No,
That's probably about 20 feet now today. It's the Mason Street had 12 men on it. They were going.
Good.
Moving right along.
That's a next and last step in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's complete orders you want to do, yeah.
And then they had the architect there reviewing all the color selections for the flooring, the tile, the paint and all that. Clarifying all that stuff. You know, it was boxing full in certain areas.
Mhm.
And then Tuesday evening was City of Riley's meeting. They're also in favor of having these meetings up here. They said they thought we needed to do better publicity, so people knew it was coming. And then they had the hog and animal shelter agreement for them to look at and see if they can work something out. For the City of Riley. And that's all of that.
Okay, well, for me, it's been a week. It's only Thursday. It means there's one more day left. Anyway, Monday I too attended that intergovernmental meeting up at the K-State Student Union. It was good to hear from Senator Moran. Get a solid update. We also heard from President Linton from the university as well. Packed house. I guess with those two gentlemen there, I guess you kind of figured. Yeah, got to also some various updates from all the other agencies, got to see what they're working on, seems to be going on this time of the year. Manny Webb, planning director, gave kind of a shortened update on where our comprehensive plan lies, and I gave an update on what we're working on here in Riley County as well. Tuesday morning, I attended the Advantage Manhattan Investors Breakfast meeting that was held over at the Manhattan Conference Center. The topic of discussion in the breakfast was a full overview of the economic assessment and growth plan being done by the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce. Matt Tarleton, the consultant that's hired to do the work on this project, went through the current process, the project objectives, and the entire strategic planning process, complete with all the current up-to-date information. I have a hard copy of it. It's not really fully complete. They're about halfway through that process. But it is still some information, pretty interesting information, and more will be coming in the months and weeks ahead, I guess I should say. Tuesday afternoon, attended the monthly board of directors meeting with Pawnee Mental Health. That was via Zoom. Started off with the full budget and financial report with the financial committee, which I sit on. That meeting was with their new CFO, Lindsay Miller. Items of discussion in the regular business meeting included approval of the minutes from the May meeting, reports from both the chief financial officer and the chief executive officer, Michael Riskella. Heard a CCBHC advisory board report from Becky Woodard and a marketing and develop report from Guy Hendricks Torban. And Barb Wise gave the financial oversight committee, which I concurred with after she went through that. Several other items of business, including approving the appropriate staff positions, use with the agency credit cards with specific limits and other approved authorizations. And then also to approve delegation of authorities to approve expenditures of specific Pawnee mental health funds. Tuesday evening, attended the Established Business Leaders Summer Social at the Wareham Hall. To start, we heard from board co-chair Linda Cook and Wareham Hall owner Blade Manges about the upcoming renovations, as well as the history of the theater going all the way back to 1880. Pretty cool stuff. However, due to the lack of working air conditioning in the building currently, pretty hot in there on Tuesday, we moved over and had the rest of the social next door at the Manhattan Brewing Company, much cooler with much cooler things there to finish out the evening. Had the opportunity to chat and network with quite a few people, which is always good to be able to do. This afternoon, we had a special meeting of the NACO, which is our National Association, Community Economic and Workforce Development Committee I sit on. Unfortunately, our chair for my favorite county in the United States, Clackamas County, Oregon. Yeah. She wasn't available this time, but we had a special meeting to go through and discuss and answer all the questions of the 12 policy resolutions and update in advance of next month's annual conference and exposition that will be held in Hillsborough County, Florida, which is basically the Tampa Bay area. Some of these resolutions included funding for housing and urban development, CDBG funding, both at the state and local levels, several senior-related resolutions, as well as public work and infrastructure, to name a few. And then over the 4 o'clock hour, just a couple hours ago, I attended the WTC Public Works and ribbon cutting ceremony at the Flint Hills Breadbasket. It is the first free Wi-Fi access point from the newly obtained ADOPT grants that will bring in over 124 spots, including a handful in the Riley County area as well, Cinco Park, Fairmont Park. So we'll be out in the county as well, and that will be free Wi-Fi taken care of by WTC for a very small nominal fee that we've agreed upon. They did explain to me that they have, and I wanted to pass out some new information there. And I meant to grab 4, but I'll give you the extra just in case you're curious. Just kind of what they're updated. They do have all the hardware and things on order for all of us, and they're looking forward to getting that put together. So, and other than that, yeah, it's been a busy, very productive week. We went to try to get ahead of everything in lieu of being a holiday next week towards the end of the week. So it's kind of long in that. So that's all I got.
Ready for business, commissioners?
Sure.
This time we have letters and resolutions to approve Daniel Martinez to joint corrections advisory board 2-year term, and Kelly Carl to Manhattan Urban Area Planning Board 3-year term.
Who to approve the advisory board appointments?
Okay, my second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the advisory board letters and resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And please sign. Next, Commissioners, our Raleigh County Employee Action Form for Rachel Wyatt, new hire, Human Resource Assistant, Clerk's Department. Bill, please. Sign.
I still got it too, but.
Commissioner, the motion to approve payroll and accounts payable.
I move to approve payroll and accounts payable.
Real second, it's been approved to approved and seconded to approve payroll and accounts payable. All in favor?
Bill, please sign.
Have some cough drops if you need them.
I got one.
You can. I coughed until I couldn't talk, and I think I made everybody happy. Nobody speak up or anything.
I was gonna say, why would we never round up those things?
Oh, they will be long.
That's just getting rid of that striking.
See, oh, with friends like this, he needs friends. This new velocity, we're getting it down to three,
Yeah.
3 tags again. Good work.
Changes in the minutes, Commissioners?
I move to approve the minutes of the June 24th meeting as presented.
I'll go ahead and second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the June 24th meeting of the Riley County Commission as written. All in favor?
Have the tentative agendas look, Commissioners? Any items for next week's press conference? There are a few items on there already.
Yeah. Mostly you.
Half anyway. Okay, Commissioners, next we have Barry Wilkerson, 6:30. You know he will be here. He called in, was a call I had earlier.
You know what?
I know he'll be here. That was a call I had earlier. Okay.
Two. It's one of the 6 reminders of the doctor's appointment on Monday. If I'm gonna forget or something.
They must know you want, yeah.
I'd like to be honest with you. I think if we were friends on Facebook, which we're not, they'd send me one there too.
She what?
She's on her way. Should be here.
Together. Dude, off day.
John didn't leave you a trail of breadcrumbs to follow. Excuse me. John didn't leave you a trail of breadcrumbs to follow.
As you can tell, I usually eat them.
Yeah, we're waiting on Barry at 6:30.
Oh, okay.
If you Once you get settled in, if you want a minute to go through your comments. feel free. Yeah, I think Rich, you got some paperwork there for you.
Well, the motion was written made.
Okay. The check sign later or you? Oh,
No, I mean, got full authority, you can pass it, so.
okay. Air conditioning on the side, so.
I just sensed it in the air.
That's the way we go. It's comfortable here, though, so.
Lord.
Yeah, you would have too.
I was just kind of like gushing.
Oh, yeah, that was a bit fun.
No,
Barely.
we were joking, we were like, Blake did that intentionally to raise money.
Yeah, exactly. So bad at 8 money. Anything, Barry?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 9 minutes before the race.
Okay, wow. Okay, well, Monday I sent you the governmental inflation and the case thing. Seems to be from the report on it. You can speak of the Senator Brand, good attendance and learning on case things. Next like it's gonna be in like second. That's where the current of it. Tuesday afternoon, I kind of. Say the meeting consultant, Brian, John, and then the web, Brian, Parker, and Fargo, John Elliman, and myself. The discussion was proposed design and possibilities for irrigation around. Amanda gave an update on the studies required by KCHE. All of it have to be done. It's going to be executive next week. And that evening, I attended the established business leaders summit, summer summit held for hotel in North Mall. With their presentation, I proposed renovation of North Mall. Seemed to work, but it was really short because it's very hot. And so then food and beverages were available next door and at great company. That was a good event, connected with a lot of the team. And this afternoon, I spent time in my office, going over paperwork, tonight's agenda and documents. We also went upstairs to the fourth floor. It really looks good. It's great. Really good. It's gonna have it together. A little tour. It's really nice.
I think it would try to do that. I'm sure they would be.
Really have it. I don't know what you're gonna do about office. Your office.
You have 2 offices now?
Yeah, he's got one in the corner up there. Really nice.
You didn't tell us that.
Oh,
That might have changed.
small but nice.
Might have changed my opinion on things.
Small but.
Anyway, that's all. I got. And I really apologize for being late.
It's okay. I think one of the things on that Ware Hall that surprised me is you know the capital improvement price on the. Went from 21 million to 35.
35.
Oh, really?
But they got about 18 of them covered. Forget it.
Still halfway,
Yeah,
by the time they get it all.
well, it's gonna keep going up.
Yeah.
So by the time they get to 35 million, it'll probably be 70 million by then.
Yeah.
We keep adding.
Well, I think probably what's happening is they getting into the. They get into the parts of the building, they're realizing it's old.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to do a complete review probably of the HVAC.
Oh, absolutely.
We really don't know how right it's gonna be up there, you know.
They had a full crowd. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so.
They were did action on everything. They already did. We will here shortly.
We just made it a time to listen to the attorneys.
Have several signatures here.
That's my hand exercise.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a stack.
This is that. It's Pine State Hall, not even a state job, that's Pine State Hall.
Then we have this discussion about short and sweet. Yeah.
I think it's a spot on you for you to sign too, but.
Sure. Better be. Better not be where he gets to just use the state and be. Okay. Oh, just so you're aware, we had ribbon cutting this afternoon for the first access point for the adoption.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I meant to grab 4, I thought, then, shows all the, access points, including ours. So you know that. They have ordered the, most of the hardware and everything for, CETO and film part. So wait for it to get in. Yep. So we were excited on that because no offense to our IT, but we couldn't do that for the price. They're giving it to us if we tried, so. It's not checking for it.
I hate this one.
And it was.
Such a blank slate, it's really perfect.
Yeah.
We should put up costs.
All that discussion of where to move it actually to, and it was right under our nose. Ooh.
That'd be very useful, like, to get something involved.
Yeah. You know, we all put some, we're putting a light in the elevator on the floor. But
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice for all the departments, really.
more people are coming
You
here.
see those in different elevators, that is a good idea.
Because they think more than maintenance, your building. Not inside the building.
It'd be nice to have it inside the order.
Yeah, because you can't open the door. so you
Back
have-
early living your office.
If you open the
Well,
door,
you
you
have
have-
to, all intents and purposes, they're.
Yeah, that is really good. Yeah. I mean, but it'd be nice for all the folks, really.
Because, yeah, that's-
Upgrade. We would do.
Good Lord.
Man.
Ready, Barry?
Sure.
Okay.
You want me to move or?
I guess maybe closer to the mic, so at least the live stream can hear you, and I think we'll hear you probably fine.
Well.
I normally bore everybody in Manhattan, so it's kind of good to come up here. I grew up in Westmoreland, so very familiar with Randolph and really this nice drive up here, but the staff update, as you know, we had a retirement and we filled a position by moving it up, and we are currently in the process of interviewing to fill that position, and we hope to have that accomplished in the next 10 days, so that we can kind of keep things moving. I think we're, for the most part, done with all the COVID backlog, some of the things that we got behind on. Now, that doesn't mean we're still, the system itself is behind. I mean, you don't lose 18 months and catch up in a couple of years. So there was still stuff that was put off, and we're still moving through things in 2024 that we would have liked to have done in 2023, but we were behind. But I think we've made a lot of progress, and so I think we have caught up to most of the major things that were holding us back. So we feel pretty good about where we're at, and feel good about where we're at on the we'll be able to clearly operate within the budget that you gave us last year for this current year. So we don't foresee any problems. I don't want to tell you everything's sunny, because we still, we continue to have crimes that occur that nobody wants to hear about. We had a child, baby born in a hospital that was had fentanyl in its system when it was born. So it's it's always something that we're dealing with. These are the times that we live in now. They're much different than what most of us grew up with, but certainly appreciate the support of the commission and the community. It's this is a great county to serve, and certainly appreciate all the support we've received over the years. So that's all I have, but I'll stand for any questions anybody has or comments.
Think of anything right offhand, or glad to hear that you're getting through the backlogs. Get back to whatever pre-COVID normal was.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's still, because it took a while to get all that stuff through, but we've gotten all the, I think we've got one or two 2019 cases, but it's still backed everything up, and so but we're moving incrementally. We are making progress, so that hopefully we'll fully caught up.
Be a chance of clearing a few more out of the jail along the way.
Well, you know what? I'm trying to put bad people, get them off the street. So
Get them to the state facility instead of ours.
We're doing what we can. Yeah, we try to do that, get them out of there as quick as possible. But we only have so much control over that. But if I have to choose between letting them out and terrorize the community or keeping them in somewhere, I'll keep them. Try to keep them. So, anything? No. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Next is plans administrative update and the election software contract. That is. Yes, thanks. Yes. But we have Clancy read the legalese. Or decipher the legalese. We read it, don't always decipher it. There's multiple copies.
Oh, weird.
It's not as much to read as it looks like. We'll see you have a good weekend, Barry. Get out fishing.
Just make it sound like this.
Which you want to take Clancy early?
Yeah, that's fine, that's gonna do that.
All right. Commissioners, Clancy Horn, so I'll tell you what you have in front of you, I'll jump to the election systems and software LLC, hardware maintenance and software license maintenance and support service agreement. That's not my typing, that's on the document. But we have to call it first aid.
Pages.
Exactly, we have to call it what they provided us. I'll just tell you a little bit, this is kind of, it's a pretty good example of what we normally do when we review a contract. We try and do the first question I always have, and the first question Brian would have on behalf of the organization is, as we go through it, normally what we're getting is a contract from an outside vendor, in this case, software vendor. And we review it and see, we always ask the department head, is there anything in there that's a maintenance, a management issue? Is there some part of what's in there that they already have seen and they don't like? And then we try and address that. Very often, there's nothing of that. It wasn't here. But then we have a series of contractual provisions, attachments, depending on the contract. What they do is they highlight things that we want to see in any agreement. They have terms that we would like to see in any contract for the county. Things that protect us in cash basis terms. That requires that the county ordinarily only pay with money that it has in the bank. The cash basis laws, came out during the early 30s when a lot of local governments were really going bankrupt and unable to. Part of the problem was there were long-term agreements outstanding that couldn't be paid because of the economic disaster that was facing the whole country during that time, but also hitting our part of the country particularly hard. So the legislature passed in those years forward a cash basis law that counties and in theory cities can only pay for items that they can engage in agreements when they have money in the bank to pay for. That's the idea, and usually during the next year. So that cash basis language that you often hear about, that's one of the things that's in our standard contract. And it says that even if this is a long-term agreement, the county has the right, say there's another major economic downturn, certainly nothing like depression, but say there's something where for whatever reason, the county does not have the money to fund the continuation of the contract. At the end of each year of the contract, the county can opt out of it and say this contract, even though it says it's a 7-year agreement, 6-year agreement, it's now over because we don't have the money to pay. We would rarely want to use that, but it's a good safeguard. And this has that kind of language in it. It has language in it that preserves the Kansas Tort Claims Act. That's usually not going to be relevant in this kind of a service agreement, but where we have people on site or we have a construction contract that we're entering into, where there's potential liability for something that we might do in terms of somebody gets injured, that's actually the fault of the county. We want to have the protection of the Kansas Tort Claims Act, which says that local governments, the maximum liability they ordinarily have for personal injury would be $500,000. If you purchase insurance for more than that, that waives that protection, but it's something that we try to plug into every agreement. Those are just two examples. We're not trying to be unfair. We're trying to make sure it's a fair agreement for both, because we know that if we don't have a fair contract with whoever it is we're doing business, it's got to protect both sides. But it also is designed, the reason you have the kind of detail you'll see in a lot of contracts is we want both sides to know if this agreement goes south, how do we disengage from each other? If there shouldn't be any mystery. Who's gonna owe which side how much, if anything? And really, just so there's a certainty that there is a penalty if the parties don't comply with what they said they're gonna do. The vendor that we're dealing with knows that, yes, you can stop performing, but if you do, this is what's gonna happen. This is how much you're gonna owe. We're gonna be the ones that determine it. You suddenly just walk away or you get swallowed up by another company, you've got to make sure we get the service that you're now being, again, you're being swallowed by a larger business. We still are entitled to performance with what we agreed to with you. So those kinds of things are what are built into our standard contractual provisions. So just wanted to give you an opportunity to hear that there's a reason why you don't see those terms in the agreements and the reason why we had those provisions as we did it. So with that, I would ask that the card indicates what the financial side of this is and how much it is. If you have no questions, well, first of all, I'd be glad to answer any questions that you got. If you don't, then I would ask that you go ahead and approve the card.
Well, hypothetically saying, maybe this is more of a rich question, I mean, if we had to walk away from it due to financial reasons or whatever, what would we do for elections?
Exactly. Exactly.
In this day and age, that's gonna be kind of a big deal, would it not?
A huge deal.
It wouldn't be done like,
No. I mean, you know how I feel, I would rather go back to paper balloting myself just because it's easier, but. Equally as effective and more fiscally responsible, but. Federal government and laws don't allow us to do that, but. I guess the one thing looking through this, the $156,970 is over the course of the entire term.
well, again, it's broken down into various aspects of the contract.
Oh.
Rich is in a better position to tell you when that is, but there are certain provisions in the contract that. I don't know if that was the total, was that the total?
Yeah, that's the total.
Okay, so there are some other portions of it that add up to that. It's not unusual.
It's
It
all
does
budget,
get
it's
broken.
all budgeted in an election.
Yeah, I figured that, but so you're taking a portion 1 year, a portion another year?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I,
Yep.
because I actually looked at it in this year's budget and I didn't quite see where it matched up. at, so,
That
okay.
wouldn't, yeah, that would make.
Given the circumstance, I don't have any problems with it, I just, when you mentioned that, I thought, well, what would you do if you had to walk away from it? I mean,
Well, but I mean.
I would assume they would come and take all their equipment and you just be kind of left holding it back.
Well,
You'd be looking for new staff too.
Yeah, double it.
That's your bigger problem.
I'm not anticipating that's gonna happen, and two, I know that's not gonna happen, but I mean.
and it wouldn't necessarily be us walking away. What I'm saying is, these are protections if the other side wants. it.
Right.
And somebody decides we just cannot, we're in financial trouble. We can't do what we said we're gonna do. Well, this will say, okay, if we're gonna separate from each other, these are the terms under which we're gonna separate.
I mean. Hypothetically speaking, but maybe not hypothetically speaking, I could see that be more of a. Just given the environment, or more of a like an integrity issue where. They lose out, another company buys them out or something due to.
But one of the things that does.
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, one of the things it says in that, it says, anything we pay to you, you're gonna help us. Maybe you're going away, or you're being eaten up by another company. You're going to help us show this new company, we've paid for certain,
Right.
we are entitled to get certain things back. And they have an obligation to cooperate, even though we're no longer gonna be in business together. And we routinely plug that.
That would be the most likely problem, right? Teams, everyone's buying somebody else.
It could, particularly.
Especially tech people.
Particularly in the tech side, we learned to start plugging that in because you end up dealing with somebody. Well into the agreement, you've got somebody totally different that now is doing the service.
And that somebody totally different comes in and says, no, it's not $20,000, it's $80,000 now, I'm gonna do that because, but yeah. It's good that you put that in, which they can try. Contracts in place, I would think from a legal perspective, they.
No, they owe us what we agreed to pay, not some increased price.
I'm comfortable as is, I was just trying to figure out how that would make sense. Sure.
And that's why I pointed it out.
Well, and I have to say, I mean, in the, when did we get all that originally? We used it the first time in 19, the
Use
originals,
what?
that ESS machines. First
This
time.
version, we've been with the SNS, used to be AIS, right, it started in 1997. So it was the old AIS, the American Information System or something like that, but it's always been based out of Nebraska.
Yeah.
They just changed their name to election system software. So we've been with this one company prior to my tenure in this position, which is now an air.
When we bought the current machines,
Uh,
the budget before I started in 19, we used it during that election cycle in 19, correct?
right, and then since then, remember, we just upgraded them. Yeah,
Yeah,
just totally upgraded them to not be tabulators.
Yeah.
Like I call them, the most expensive pen in the world. Now a separate box of tabulator.
Well, I would make a motion that the board authorize the chairman to sign the agreement as presented.
A second.
Okay, it's been moved and second, the board authorized the chairman to sign the agreement as presented. All in favor?
Sure, has a lot of signature.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sitting here for the next hour. No, actually, it's you've got a whole bunch of signatures.
Mine's easy.
Don't tell me you get to use a stamp.
Yeah, we like Clancy's.
Well, sure, all the time.
I knew that. Would look.
You know, if I ever was to become a state legislature, I think that'd be the first law I would pass. Not only usage of stamps. Just got spite.
Different bond document, so the worst.
Yeah. Or USDA paperwork, but that's, yeah, basically the same thing. Yeah. Okay, well, that was. Indeed, I got all those signatures. The last item on this evening's agenda, we'll take a moment to say thanks to the city of Randolph for being gracious host once again. And, I don't have anything else.
Very good. Move the term of June 27th meeting.
Second that.
Move the second to adjourn the June 27th meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor? Aye.
We're having a good weekend.
Let's be a little cooler than last.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yes, please, everyone come and enjoy and
Aye,
take part in the many activities.
What time did it start?
Happy to see you early.
Early,
aye.
early in the morning.
There's a car show that Barbie is starting. We'll set up in the triangle park for much of the day. The judging is usually at 3 o'clock. It's fun.